in there. Now, folks, she is so talented, and there she was, so elegant and prepared and ready to sing the National Anthem. And it's our friend Shoshana Feinstein who joins us on the John DePetro Show. Good afternoon, Shoshana.
Good afternoon, John. How are you?
Very well. Shoshana, I posted, folks, there's an article on my Facebook page, John DePetro Show on Facebook, and it is Shoshana's first-hand account of what it was like to be at this rally on Saturday. Shoshana, you and I have been at different rallies in the past. I think you were even great enough that you came out at the prison when we had the prison rally.
Yes.
You've spoken different things. Have you ever encountered such a low-life group of individuals as you did on Saturday?
I have never encountered such a rude display of disrespectful behavior towards our country and towards our rally. These people accomplished nothing, but they are showing the world their foolish and childish behavior, actually. And, I want to start by, I want to also commend the Capitol and State Police for doing an outstanding job on Saturday.
Yes.
And thanking Representative Doreen Costa for putting this rally together, which I thought was a huge success.
It was.
I've never seen anything like this in my long life on this planet, and I've been around the world. And I've never seen such a display of inconsiderate behavior, like worse than children.
It was.
And I want to say I would love to speak to the representative, I want to get his name correct, Ruggenberg?
Aaron Ruggenberg.
Aaron
he was
Ruggenberg.
there. Yep, he was organizing them. Yep.
He should be ashamed of himself.
He is. He's a disgrace.
He should be ashamed of himself.
Yep.
And, that he would allow such egregious behavior to be displayed. And I wasn't brought up as an American to show this kind of disrespect. I was brought up to respect everyone's belief system, their religion, their creed, their color. I did go out into the crowd, and I did speak with the protesters. They didn't make any sense. They really didn't know why they were there.
They didn't.
They were talking about, we can't build a wall, and how did your immigrant family get here? I said, they came here legally with papers. Do you have their papers? I said, as a matter of fact, I do have my great-grandparents' papers when they came to Ellis Island.
But those tactics, those are fascist-type tactics, trying to squelch freedom of speech. I couldn't believe, now you have a beautiful voice, folks.
Thank
Shoshana is, very, very gifted and talented. Now, and this is no reflection on you. I want people to understand the low level of human element that was there. They were booing the National Anthem.
Yes,
you
they were.
had some veterans that were there. This man came up to me. He brought his dad in a wheelchair. He fought in World War II, was there at Normandy. They were cursing at him, calling him a killer, down with the military, throwing things at him. We also had one of our listeners was trying to Skype in. His brother is in Kandahar, Afghanistan, and you had a number of military people with his unit in a tent, Skyped in to watch the rally, and he was trying to ask them to calm down just so his brother, who's serving, and they could hear on the Skype, so they could hear some of the speech. Get out, language I can't even use. He's a killer, booing the military. Shoshana, to me, I was ashamed that these people represent themselves as Americans.
They
were an absolute disgrace.
John. They should be. And I think they are ashamed.
They are. What a disgrace.
They should be ashamed. And the band, really, they were, I have to say as a musician, I enjoyed their klezmer-Balkan mix. I'll give them credit for that. But there's a time they overplayed. It was just incessant.
Terrible.
It was just insidious, incessant noise, and that's what they were sent to do. That's what
right.
Representative
Aaron Ruggenberg
did, and he should be ashamed of himself. I would not hesitate to go up to him and tell him he, first of all, is not representing the entire populace of Providence. I'm sure not everybody thinks the way he thinks they do. And you know what I'm saying? He's a representative, but what about the other people who would not behave like this? He's not representing the entire populace of his district.
No, and on top of that, everything they accuse Donald Trump out, that Aaron Ruggenberg, he has stood up and said he's a Nazi dictator and everything else. Well, a dictator would do exactly what they did. I mean, these are the tactics, right, of the brown shirts where they'd go, disrupt the rally, they don't let the other side speak. These people were exhibiting the exact traits that they accused the Trump people of doing.
Yes, and that's called projecting and deflecting, and that's what the liberals do. That's what the, destructive liberal left, as I call them, do.
Terrible.
And I have to say, while I was singing the national anthem, I was completely shocked that there wasn't that moment of silence or respect. I could not believe, of course, I carried on because I'm not going to let them stop me. And I have to say it was a little bit funny because the disruptors, when I sang in the Rockets' Red Glare, it was kind of like the bombing of Fort McHenry. So they actually added a little local color to it, unbeknownst to them. When I sang the Rockets' Red Glare, it was just like the bombing of Fort McHenry. So they added some realism to it, but I'm not justifying their behavior. It was outrageous.
It was
outrageous.
Yeah.
I mean,
really embarrassing.
It was embarrassing for them,
Shameful.
and we had a very and on the positive side, we had a very positive, successful rally.
Yeah,
our people behaved. I thought they behaved
absolutely
like
great,
upstanding citizens.
Yes.
I saw somebody talking about on YouTube that one woman was saying white power, when in reality, and I heard her, she was saying, you are a coward. But because the opposition was said, oh, did you just say white power?
Oh, my God.
No, she said, you're a coward.
Yeah.
And they were all cowards.
They were.
Do not allow us to speak.
Yep.
So I don't know if legally... legally, there's nothing we could have done.
We're gonna talk to again. That's Shoshana Feinstein in her firsthand account of what it was like. I did post the